VP dropped big the first map. It was on Nuke. It was a 5-16 loss for them. A map that's considered their best, but LDLC bested them on it. Now we move on to Inferno. I've still got Henry. I've still got Chad.
Just about.
Just about.
I was just going to say, speaking of big, they're playing Gambit in the Mountain Dew League quarterfinal bracket thing at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think they're on the 3rd map.
All right. Is that all you got? What's the score?
I had it here. I accidentally closed it. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at?
But they are playing.
Bus.
That's all we're playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, all I know is they're 1-1 and they're on the 3rd map.
All right, cool.
I can tell you other teams. I just like the big segue.
Yeah, you liked the big thing.
Yeah. If they're on Inferno, that would have been even better.
Yeah. Let's moving along. Moving back to VV versus LDLC.
VV.
Second map is going to be Inferno. Did I say VV? I meant VP.
Parlez-vous français?
Anyway, let's get into it, shall we?
Chad's the best today, isn't he? He hasn't even traveled.
Let's talk about, we'll continue with Virtus.pro's current form. They actually played Inferno against Fnatic at the event, and they got absolutely wrecked, 16-2. They didn't look like they turned up whatsoever. Didn't look like they turned up that game just then as well. I feel like it could be more of the same. LDLC arguably looked like the much better side tonight. So
that actually reminds me, I mean, the last 2 games that VP has played on Nuke have been 16-5 losses.
That's right, NIP, and that one just there. It's not great, is it?
Interesting. No, it's not.
And, yeah.
They haven't won a lot of rounds in their games of Counter-Strike, have they?
No, they have not.
Haven't won a lot of rounds at all.
No, I mean, that's the big thing. Inferno as well, they look good on it for some period of time. So this will be interesting because, I mean, this is where they have that aggressive banana control. Very few other teams can kind of match that kind of aggression in the way they play it. So, yeah, big task for LDLC, but none of that's going to matter if we saw VP players, doing the things we saw on Nuke.
The thing with VP is, right, you normally go, okay, anyone in this team can stand up and be countered and have a really good impact and get a lot of multi-frags or be the carry in that particular map. Right now, it seems like nobody on VP is able to get anything done. So to get out of that, someone maybe has to stand up.
It's rare to see Neo drop off like he is right now.
Well, is it just Neo? Like,
well, no, everyone is right now, but I'm saying just especially someone like him, right? You can expect him to be never like the absolute best on the team. Sometimes he has amazing clutches and that sort of thing. You never expect him to be right at the bottom of the scoreboard like he was last time. He had like 6 frags in total on the last map, and that's a bit of a problem. If he's dropping off and no one else is stepping up, I'm not really sure what the game plan is going forward. Like you said, they are used to having lots of aggression towards Banana, but if no one's hitting any shots, that calculated aggression could be shut down quite a lot. Like the fact that LDLC would have watched these demos, this is big for them in the Pro League. They want to make sure they're picking up 2-0 here. They'll be watching their demos and knowing that's a possibility to come through. And a team like LDLC with in-game leaders like Existence, they'll be having flashbangs ready for them, especially to shut down that aggression towards Banana. I'm not sure that's going to be enough to actually carry them through this. I
mean, this is that typical case, right, where it's, the team that is the underdog, LDLC, having more incentive to look into VP than VP has into doing the other.
They wouldn't have bothered, would they?
Yeah, they wouldn't have, would they?
I would say for VP right now, if they're feeling uninspired and, they're maybe a bit over, being competing at the moment, they maybe want to break. I don't know. I'm completely talking out of my ass here. I've got no idea, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay. So what I would say is maybe just mix things up, be a little bit fresh. Just they all know how to play Counter-Strike, right? Maybe mix up the bomb sites. Maybe try and change
switch players or something.
Yeah, just try and mix things around just to kind of make it feel a little bit different because it can get stale after a while. They play so many tournaments, you run the same strategy over and over again. Difficult to constantly reinvent the wheel.
I would like them to see kind of what we saw from Astralis in the first few weeks of Pro League when they first started playing Inferno. They did that real loose play style on the T side, like 4 players just picking an area, getting some apartments control, then doing a fast explosion towards quad. Instead of doing like really spread out defaults, trying to do the executions, why not just go in as a wolf pack and try and out-aim them instead of trying to do really methodical Counter-Strike. That would be, for me, in this current state they're in, the most beneficial way to approach these situations. To try and, like, pound for pound, Virtus.pro always going to have a better team in terms of firepower against LDLC, right? So why not just utilize that, stick together, have the refrag, keep things real simple, and kind of base it off gut instincts and just getting picks, like, as a team. I think that's going to be the best.
To build on that, that's not a bad idea because what we did see on Nuke, they were getting the opening picks and finding territory in that yard area. Nuke is a bit different to Inferno in the sense you'd be flanked all the time, but it seemed like they'd get that kill, then they'd be moving in during that transition period. The LDLC guys would just look for kills and make trades and make it very difficult for them. They do what Henry's saying, to go for explosions and go as a team, keeping it very simple, and it's just about fragging at that point. It's not about, positional play or faking or doing anything like that. It's just taking the bomb site as a unit, making the trade frags, and hopefully having the
That was a massive problem on Nuke, the trades. They keep going to situations that they'll spread out the defaults. One person would commit without anyone there with them, miss this shot, and then that's normally fine if you're hitting absolutely everything. In the current form they're in, just stick together and hopefully refrag and just overwhelm them with
the trades and
exactly. Just keep it super simple.
We are changing server right now. The teams are trying to, from what I can see, they're trying to decide on a server.
So what Chad is saying is we have a bit of delay. We have a bit of time to fill, so we're gonna talk counter, as they say.
Okay.
We're gonna fill some time. Let's talk about Chad. We have IEM Sydney coming up. I know we have the qualifiers for the Australian.
The final team was decided just the other day. I think it was Monday. So that was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. So it was Chiefs versus Tainted Mind in the grand finals.
Tainted Mind, I haven't heard of them. Any big names in there?
They used to be called Atletico, but they recently moved on to a... So the League of Legends organizations basically have the majority of top Counter-Strike teams in Australia at this point in time. And Chiefs and Tainted Minds, as far as I'm aware, are both League of Legends teams.
Any players we would have heard of in that one?
Tux is on one of them.
Tux, yeah. Tux and Malta, Alistair... There was one more who I'm forgetting. Inns, they all played. They played at a minor before, I think.
Okay, cool.
I could be completely wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, Tux couldn't have played at a minor. I'm wrong. Anyway, they played at some events. They have a fifth. His name's Pex.
Pex, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so.
I thought the interesting thing, Chad, was when I asked you about this before the show started, I said, which one would you have favored going into it? And you said Tainted Minds.
Yeah, because they have Infrequent and Liaz, and I think they're probably two of the best players in Australia at the moment.
Okay.
Infrequent's an AWPer. He's a really good AWPer.
Does that include Australian players who are currently overseas?
Yeah, no.
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm talking about currently competing in Australia. Yeah, that's it. That's
the nothing.
And Liaz is a really good player. He reminds me of JKS and the way he approaches the game. He's quite methodical, can win a lot of clutches. He's a really good multi-fragger. Similar kind of player to him. And they have been, I guess, the best team in Australia ever since Renegades and Winter Fox. Those kind of guys weren't there. They kind of were winning the majority of the titles last year. But Chiefs, they got rid of Lightstep.
I'd heard of him, yeah.
He then replaced him with Pex. He was part of the older generation Lightstep, and now they have Tux doing the in-game leading and stuff, I think, and them looking like a much better unit, that Chiefs
team.
So
they've gone younger, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's always the way, I think. I think, you need to get in that new generation, the younger kids, because they just have that spark.
Yeah. What do you think about the Winter Fox thing? They're going to be back in Australia soon, it seems like. Or
they're already in Australia.
They're
back there now. Get back to the States.
They can't get back to the States.
Yeah.
Did they lose the org or the deal for them?
No, they apparently can't contact their manager. He's just...
nice.
Yeah, he's just done a bit of a Scott Valencia. Just slime balled.
That's a reference game right there.
So did they have a house out there?
Yeah, in Vegas.
And it's just fallen apart. Everything's gone.
Well, they went home because they had to. Yeah. Oh, we can't talk too much about this.
Right. Well, forget that.
The IRS might be watching. They might never be allowed back in.
Yeah. All right, the headline is something's happened.
So they had to go home. They can't get back at the moment. So we'll actually just...
They might not be able to play in Pro League.
Yeah, they might have to forfeit their last 4 or 5 matches.
And that means they get relegated, which means that even if they weren't having these organization problems, I would more than assume that they would get dropped from the org if they didn't stay in Pro League.
Sounds a bit of a mess, doesn't it?
It's not good for the majority New Zealand side. New Zealand.
You know, we could call this. It's a vegetable. We would call it. You want to take that one away, Henry?
Jason.
It's a cucumber, isn't it?
I think it's been done to death.
It's been done.
It's been done to death. What's not done is the match, and the players are joining the server. They are ready to go, so we're going to send it over to Pansy and Uber.
Very quick exit from their desk segment. I like your style, Moses. And we're back, of course. LDLC. Oh, no. All right. Keep your headset back on, son. We've got a game to play. No. We're going to be jumping into Inferno, Lauren. It's going to be Virtus.pro. A bit of an average start, let's be honest here. I like LDLC on this map. I think, those bursts of CT-sided aggression we saw from LDLC on that previous map that really actually gave them, a great half, also works on this map. Especially players like Maniac who can play small sites and lurk and be put in those positions where he can sort of be, again, like a fulcrum or a pivot point for the team. They've been good to watch on this map so far. Their Fnatic game was good. I think they played Envious or someone further down the track and it wasn't so great. But I'm pretty sure they're not 0-0-0 on this map. I'll give you the big tip.
LDLC are fine, right? They're doing more than expected, but they're okay. Now, VP, the last of their 4 games, let's not include this one coming up, they haven't been able to get more than 5 rounds.
Yeah.
In any of their last 4 games. So
in the space of that game, yeah, not all together, right?
Yeah. So it's been rough for them overall. They've just been having bad games. Now I think Chad might brought up a nice point there about the break. Everyone needs it. Everyone knows these guys do have families. They've got other things going on as well. But you can burn out pretty easy. So we'll see if that becomes maybe an issue down the line. But for now, what we do know is it's Inferno, and VP will be on the CT side, of course, and LDLC on the T side to try and bring this one through. And a lovely nade to start off with. Look at that damage. You don't see that every day.
No, the salvo is pretty effective. However, Bialy is already felled by a quick push. Oh, okay, Pasha gets himself a quick double. There might be more, but Existence actually preempts his push back around the stack. So that's even the odds, actually, after the round began. It's now 3v3. Pasha had done well to get 2 kills, but he had no backup. The smoke was there as well.
Oh, it was lovely.
You like that, Lauren?
Yeah, the problem is that they've got Taz now down by T stairs, so they're kind of pinched here. They have to fight their way out of one of the directions. It's just pick your poison, right? They've got a big bit of time. Taz going to find the bomb there as well, so that goes down. And just Twanu and Alex left to try and battle their way back in. But this should be first round on the board for VP, but that's opened up a chance. And now that's going to force Snax to have to keep in mind that A could be a possibility. He'll probably just face mid just to get the info. Let's see if he does. I think he will do. Yeah, he's going to have to do it. Yeah, he's just face mid. All right, I don't see them. And now he's going to position accordingly off the back of what he can find out here.
Decision time here. Does he go into apps? Does he try and back away? Does he peek mid again? He actually gets the peek and the kill as well. That's big. That's now cut down. LDLC to half their number. There's some maths for you on air, Alex. Take note. It's going to be the 1v2 here for Twanu. And he does have a flash. Even a smoke here. So we can isolate Snax potentially. You know, if there's a smoke over towards CT Arch or top mid, he can get himself a couple of moments alone with Snax, but I see Snax is also making himself scarce.
Oh, that's a shot now. This becomes a problem. 1v1, neither has armor, and Twanu has a flash. Bomb planted, and he's readjusted slightly. Playing the site. Begging Neo to come walking in. Gets the tag, spots him out. Now Neo knows his position. Flash time. Flash to the right. Turns it, goes back in. Neo has to back away. Time's ticking, Mitch.
200 bones. Is it well spent? Well, so far, Twanu's kept himself alive with that flash, and now he's playing hide and go seek. Neo's going to challenge this one, but it's so frustrating. There's a lot in his way. He finally finds ahead of Twanu, but there is no kit. Still should be time. I'd commit to that, you know. No Star Series hype here. He gets it done.
Job done. I thought maybe he could have, you know, dodged around there even more. But Pasha at the start here, what a laser-like shot coming out. Those two back-to-back are big. But considering that round got so close even then is kind of terrifying, right? Getting it down to a 1v1 that's a matter of seconds.
Well, they had a flank on Banana. That's the problem. But Taz, in that position, was not really supposed to peek for an elongated period of time. He's supposed to get a backstep kill and then back away and just hold that. And then let Virtus.pro maybe go for some aggression from Banana or just wait and try and communicate movements. But with Taz dying there, it kind of unraveled Virtus.pro's play. It could have been a really round-ending one right there and then, but still, VP get the round now into the second. LDLC force up, and they've actually got a pretty decent force with the bomb plan and the 1v1 situation. 3 UMPs, it's almost even arsenals between these two teams.
Yeah, buying on this round is pretty important and quite a big factor for LDLC. They got them low. Why not? Why not force into it? Break them down
early. They got more utility than VP had.
Yeah, and I don't know if Bialy's spotted this out yet. Now he has seen the info. Alex isn't backing away, but maybe he should have rethought that.
He got too far ahead of the rest of his team.
Still, Twanu's caught out Neo. They know Bialy's still close, but Bialy, of course you do that. Why not? Now he's got the bomb. Now he's got the position. And Existence and Misty are going to have to try and work their way back in, but it's going to be tough.
Existence is like, can I molly anything here? Is there any value in even using this? Well, he uses it anyway, and Pasha guns him down. I mean, it's going to be taken from his lifeless body regardless. So Virtus.pro comfortable in that round. And good response from Bialy to deal with that aggression from up on high. Alex saw him backing away and pushed him. The problem was that it wasn't the appropriate window for LDLC to get a refrag on Alex because there were 2, maybe 3 steps behind of him as he barreled down those corridors.
Yeah, it was a nice try, but one man unraveled everything there. Now Pasha and Neo gonna have a little peek down mid, have a little look. Nade to follow. Didn't do any damage.
Wow.
CS:GO.
What's the nature of that architecture of that little canal, Lauren? Nade proof, of course. Now Taz is in a great position. He actually sees Alex get through the smoke, but he's spraying bullets everywhere. Now he's going to go face-to-face with his captor, but it's not Misty catching him. He's caught with them. And now Snax is going to be able to get himself 2 quick kills. No. Existence, that's a mess. But as the smoke clears, it's just a 1v3.
Ah, easy stuff. No armor. No worries. Gets a little ledge here. This is nice. Here. That's a lovely shot, Existence.
Does he expect 2, though? Oh. Oh, Kevin. Rough round for him.
Although it does slightly terrify me when they're like flashing themselves in a 1v2 just to get the kill. Just slightly, you know, it's fine because it works out, but you think, what if he turned that flash? What if he just turned around and banged him out, you down to a 1v1? You know what I mean? It's like, oh.
Yeah, go away, plant bomb, get a hidey hole.
It's a little spooky, but...
Sit graveyard,
yeah.
Just be a punk.
But the main thing is that VP got through the first 3 rounds. They get them on the board. It wasn't the cleanest, but it's fine. It's more than More than they got in the last game.
Crucially, they stifled that second round force from LDLC. That's really what's let them get into this position.
Is this fast from LDLC? I think they're just going to go face mid. Yeah, they're going in dry mid. This is dangerous.
They can play ahead of their utility here, though, Lauren. If they actually get that bomb site control, that's big. They've saved themselves quite a lot of smokes here. So the afterplant will be positive for them if they can break through, but they've been stopped. They've been slowed down. They've been corralled together here at the top of mid. 4 players for LDLC all together, and Alex is going to go down now. Neo opts not to peek in for more kills. He's happy to back away here. Maybe go for another one later on, but LDLC now. This could get nasty for them.
What is that? What is that? I don't get it. Pasha does follow up well. He stops it before it starts, but I'm not sure if I'm feeling that.
That's super aggressive from Snacks. I mean, maybe you don't expect the play to be right there. Maybe you don't expect to exit the smoke as soon as you do. Those kind of situations, you really have to rely on the split-second decision-making and reflex to win out. And in CSGO, sometimes you just get a bad spray.
Mistu now in the 1v3, though. Going to be tricky. Let's look at the positions. Bialy's the one who's going to have to handle this. There's no one there other than him, and he does just fine. Well played to Bialy. So far, he's been a bit of a... I guess he's a stopping factor when they do go towards anywhere near the apps. He had a brilliant round on that force-up. He was one of the players who was able to back away and really hinder the progress, and he's done well here as well, just to hold that one down, not allow anyone through. And LDLC just need to suffer. It's how it is. That's what you get. And I'm hoping there's a bit of a plan here, a little bit of something. Maybe an apps piece. This is what I want to look at. You know, Existence, when you're in this team, you kind of expect him to bring something out, but VP could just go aggressive. They've got that 3-man play towards B this time. A little bit of a different look here.
Interesting. Yeah, I always find that sort of front apps play really interesting from teams. It's so dangerous to do it as a CT side now. Many teams just ignore it completely. They don't even have anyone posted boiler. Bialy takes a pretty big chunk of damage there as Alex just tried to spam the Tech 9 down the hallway. I don't know if he just turned anti-flash or if he just thought he was peeking behind the corner. He gets taken a little bit low, as says Mistu, and we'd be remiss if we don't mention here, remind you that LDLC aren't working with much in the weaponry department, so they will try and get a little bit aggressive and take as much real estate for free as they possibly can.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep my eyes on Swanu, Existence, and Alex. I'm wondering if there's a set piece about to come through. But
not a lot big spread of nades across them. It might be a real budget set piece, Lauren, but only 2 smokes here to work with.
Yeah, I'm waiting for their chances, though. Alex gets spotted out by Boiler, bit of a problem. This might encourage it.
It's pretty far forward to be playing as that CT player in some cases. Here, Neo's definitely feeling confident. Maybe knows he's up against pistols, wants to catch them early.
Right. So one smoke out towards deep quad side, but it's actually left a bit of a gap there. Neo can see possibly the feet coming through from Boiler, so they're going to know that no one's actually pushed yet, if they even want to respond at all. Now, Existence still has his smoke. That could be the one to the site. So they're going to try and wrap site through short. And this has worked out well. Just putting some Maniac found Bialy. Now Twanu goes down. But the problem is that now Pasha is isolated on the site. No backup there because the smoke came in from Existence. Push forward from Existence to get the gun. Gets over to Graveyard and the bomb will go down. But let's look who remains. Snacks and Taz straight through the smoke. And that's dangerous. There's guns in the LDLC hands. And going alone, no trading potential. And now it's just Taz.
They have 2 players. The bomber's just planted. They also have a kid to work with. So for VP, it's not necessarily required that they barrel down like that. LDLC, 2 smokes were used, and that second one there pretty much guaranteed them the kill. Taz just aggressing through it in such a big way. Or Snacks earlier on, perhaps. Either way, it's Taz now on the screens. Spray down. Misty's very low, but he's got Tech 9. He's expendable at this stage. He does go down, but Taz cannot find any more. Twiny's able to respond when communication was there. And LDLC win a round that, well, ideally shouldn't be winning here. Fortunately for VP, 4-round buffer. They have a little bit of money to work with, but you can see the impact of their T side, losing rounds, but getting a lot of casualties, keeping the money low for VP. This is their first round they've lost in the entire game, and already 2 players down to pistols, and Bialy has to go with an SMG.
And just a quick note from elsewhere, I know Chad was very invested in the big game. They actually managed to beat Gambit.
Oh,
so they do
nice.
win out the series 2-1. There you go, a little bit of an update. But
good to see
all that aside,
Gobby and Legia back. Hopefully they make it through.
Yep. Moving to their team house soon, from what I hear. That's on the card, so they could be back in the mix. And Maniac, lovely little opening. Can't follow, though. Neo's there to get the job done. Big stack towards apps pays off for VP.
Yeah, I love it. I love that little change, because a lot of teams really don't like to play that far forward. It's so risky, but double stack. No problem here. Snacks, that's dancing with the devil. They're a little bit close to the smoke, and the shots come through. Traces were spotted, but it doesn't really matter. Now it's going to be Taz up above. He trades that one out. That's not good enough for VP at this stage. Push it through the smoke. Maybe there was a gap there. And perhaps there was. Just going to let him even the numbers up, and Twani goes for the fake. There was a gap in the smoke, so Pasha, easy kill for him. Twani wants to renew that one.
I think he saw him.
Oh, that would explain why he was so damn invested into scoping it around the corner, but Neo managed to find him, Lauren. VP bring it back. There was a chance for LDLC, but they can still keep the money low here. That's the positive part. VP are not riding high, fiscally speaking.
No, certainly not. You can see it. Taz.
Okay, 2 AKs in this round. They're going to force it.
Yeah, they're going for this one. They're
Jolly
having
good.
some close rounds, LDLC, but it feels like they just don't seem as robust in this. VP are playing a very strange game, very aggressive on occasion. That early damage down Banana is huge here. Existence left on only 34 HP, who's one of the players with the AKs, but it seems though LDLC just want to quicken the pace. Good flash, actually, forcing Snacks a little further back, and this lag is just brilliant. I really enjoy it. What a lovely feature. And Pasha with a quick flank. Molly down. A little bit of a birthday treat waiting on the other side.
Not ideal for LDLC. That now, actually, they weren't necessarily committed to this play, to be honest, but now they kind of are. Pasha gets the spray down. It's 2 plays to 4. Bomb drops. Misty finds him, but the damage has been done. It's quite a toll to count on the side of LDLC, and it's just Alex left. Smoke is going to prevent him from getting the bomb. And now you feel bad. The miniature violins coming out for Alex, who can do nothing but wistfully look through the smoke to where the bomb is and hope he had it in his clutches. But there's 3 very angry poles on the other side of it. And there's more smoke, because why not? They know Alex is in CT, in T-spawn, they just smoke him out.
He's just going to have a great time.
Come at me, he says.
40 seconds to chill out and stare at smokes.
2 things about VP I've been enjoying so far, Lauren. First of all, they're pretty quick to peek that top mid. Hard peek and actually go for a quick flank on Banana. They've done this round. They've actually done it 3 rounds out of 7 so far. And that play aggressively in towards CT apartments. It's something I actually praised LDLC for using, just with Maniac on his own. We're seeing a double stack now, and this is really nice from Passion. This is why you do need to keep yourself with an anchor, you know, maybe in towards that T-spawn or something like that. LDLC have been caught with their pants down a couple too many times, but they were committed. It was the Tech 9 with a mix of AKs. It was a bit of an aggressive rush. They got slowed down and boxed in, and it's well played for the CTs.
Neo, that's not P90, mate.
No.
Why you not treating me to this? This is all I want to see.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that kind of investment. And we saw what happened with Taz.
But the thing is, as well, in this round, you look at LDLC, there's no way, right? There's no way. 1 flash on Existence, he's back in like T-spawn, down by T-stairs, just going to set them up over mid. So if VP did get aggressive, that's basically to maybe get them a frag, get them something back. He actually did flash top Banana on this before. That was where he used the flash. So maybe waiting on that smoke to go. There's the flash, there's the rush. So it is a planned bit, to be fair. It doesn't do much. Maniac's going to find Taz, but beyond that, oh, lovely stuff from Existence. Connecting that, no problem. Only gets the SMG, though, so not exactly what you want. Faking the pop flash, still goes on it. Does make 1 turn, but doesn't get the job completed eventually.
So the first kill there as well, one of the probably more integral parts of what LDLC were trying to orchestrate there. Lauren, we sat quite a few players back in towards T-spawn, right? There was a smoke deep in towards mid. They were smoked essentially from entering mid. They had Alex sort of lurking over towards second mid. But the problem is you give Virtus.pro that mid control by sitting back and giving that up. Why are you playing a player in second mid near the hay bale cart, you know, towards apartments when VP can quite easily peek in a second mid, or at least that connector between the 2 mids and find that kill? That was, I'm pretty sure LDLC were hoping to try and get Alex into a position at least to assist with getting a trade or even some sort of backstab scenario, but he was spotted out first, and that really took a lot of the wind out of LDLC's sails, as they realized then they had minimal map control, they were a player down, they had stuff all weapon-wise, and VP were encroaching fast.
No, I don't dispute it. There's a lot of flaws so far in the LDLC game plan, and I think it's hard to handle VP at the moment. They're playing a very erratic style almost, at least to what I've seen from them, in comparison to what I've seen from them before. You look at their old Inferno games, they seemed a little bit more stable, a little bit more kind of scripted, right? You had your generic B holes, you had everything like that, but at the moment VP have just gone, screw it, let's play to our potential here. And you can see it, you know, just very aggressive throughout the map, constantly looking for fights. And if they're, you know, winning it, why not? It's a problem when they're not hitting, when they're not trading well, when all these sort of things pile up. And this is a tactical pause for LDLC, maybe good practice for them as well with the land coming up. Why not try and have a little bit of a, consider how do we adapt, how do we get better into this matchup? Because so far they've hit a bit of a brick wall.
Yeah, in fairness, LDLC's T-side on Inferno has been notably weak. And one of the reasons why I've sort of, you know, want to mention the LDLC was sort of strong in Inferno in general is because their CT side was that good, because they really expertly weaved in a lot of that aggression that we get really excited about seeing from CT sides. They don't turtle. If you turtle on this map, you get out-rotated, you get outmaneuvered, and you get forced to save more rounds than not.
Yeah.
That's something you don't want to do as a CT side. So that's what LDLC were very good at doing, right? Preventing themselves from getting corralled in and gaining information through some aggressive plays. So let's see, we're back into the game now. It's round number 9, 7-1 for Virtus.pro. Looking a lot better for them now. Neo, sort yourself out, buddy. And he's in the flower box now. That's a nice way to do it. Yeah, you can do it. This is, I guess, safer in case there's an early peak top mid. I don't know why there would be, because there's a player watching from quad, but you never know.
So no, I like a little bit of, you know, bit of variety, bit of spice, a bit of spicy
variety
play.
Is the spice of life, Lauren.
So I've heard. So I have heard.
So what's
However,
the secret sauce of life, though?
Pushing up B, getting 2 frags, apparently, because Existence has just done it all himself. How has he managed this? And it's weird, because they've had to change up of positions here, VP, because Neo was one of the players over by B at the start of this, and I really like their aggression, the way they played Banana before. But yeah, that's not worked out this time for the 2 players who were there, which were Snacks and Taz. A bit of a brute force approach from LDLC, and what a way it's worked out. Sight under control.
You see Maniac, he plays his lurk role here quite effectively. Now, this would have been really nice in a fake scenario if Maniac had even had the bomb or something like that. They're drawn a VP across there, but this is still fine. He's in a position to backstab now. He needs to be careful not to make noise. He needs to expect VP to be playing from this position. Bialy doesn't know he's there. Oh, it's too easy. Maniac there. Nicely done, and this is nasty for VP. They've lost everyone. 4 players still stand for LDLC. This is a good opportunity for them to start to build on their economy. As VP, look at this. Look at their money, Lauren. It's in the dumpster.
These rounds have been close. There's no pretending that that's not been the case. Even on the ecoed up rounds where LDLC have barely had anything, it's been close. And what is this buy?
All right.
All right, CSGO. Calm down.
It's going to be a Slam Pain Supernova from Pasha. Looking forward to that.
I can't believe you just said that.
We'll see where he plays it.
I like that wallbang. And I wonder if he uses the new smoke, well, not new smoke, but smoke that people worked out that you can do that kind of sits on the left side of top of apps. And you get to see the feet as they cross through. A little peek of that, a little work out of it. I like to play apps, I do.
You like the wallbang because every time it comes up, you say, I like that wallbang.
I do, I really do. Love a bit of it.
It's like these old age partnerships, Lauren, you know, we kind of become predictable to one another.
I'm not red eye yet, you know, just repeating myself constantly. It's not there yet.
Drop it and leave it alone, Mitch. Don't poke it. Let it sit. Neo, though, finds Alex. He made a peek in towards Boilers there. That's that CT aggression they're weaving in. Virtus.pro doing that well, as teams should on this map if they want to make it one of their crowning jewels, Lauren. But now, still, LDLC have numbers. They've got the weapons. They've still got a bit of utility, but a lot of that, to be fair, has been drawn out of them, or at least they've expended, and they have no map control to show for it.
Existence
That's the problem.
Is that Rush's smoke? No. Oh, I was really excited. I thought that was
CT
Rush smoke. It's a little shorter than that. It sits a little bit closer.
If you combine the one that we just saw Existence throw with the CT Arch one, you isolate those players and force them into library or in the corner in like a one and done. Cool. It is nice.
It's nice.
We see that actually from a fair few teams. So it's good to see a smoke from Rush that teams actually use because quite a lot of them he's quite esoteric. Regardless, Taz, good opening on Misty there as well. He was not in position for the refrag. Twanu wasn't able to save or at least get something back in that situation.
Snacks.
And Snacks is in control, Lauren. It's Existence in a 1v5.
Snacksy baby doing terrible things here. Nicely predicted on the player running through Speedway. I like it. I like it a lot. 8-2. And somehow, even on that sort of buy, they still managed to pull off the round. That's kind of scary. And LDLC seemed just a little lackluster. Where are the heavy hitters? Where's the big firepower? Where's Alex gone? He's on 2-10. You know, last game we had Existence top fragging, or not necessarily.
Someone back in the 7th row. UKCS.
How dare you?
You just hear that.
You can't. No.
Well, look, I called him French in the last game. I said it was like French, Belgian. Yeah, basically. No, to be fair, I mean, we have to call him a UK player, Lauren, because he's British.
He doesn't even like it. He doesn't like being.
So he wants to be called a French player?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
What's his identity?
I won't assume his identity. I won't do it.
This is 2017. We have a lot of politics based around that exact issue.
Why do you think I've got a job, Mitch? Anyway.
Oh, you're killing me, Lauren. Every time.
All right, LDLC taking over apps control. Last time around, if you throw your minds back to the very early kind of start of this game when we saw that second round force spike coming out, it was this man who thwarted it all. Now 3 players wait on the precipice of hitting the site. He sees it coming through. Quick smoke in. Oh, he's going to get caught with flash in hand. Alex this time will win out, and well, I guess you speak his name and he does arrive. That's 2 for him. And that's a big bit of impact. Now, Pasha a little bit worrisome about the back, a little bit cautious if someone had maybe come around there, but Snax is it now under control. And it's on to take him back to this side.
Pasha's playing the edge of the smoke here, so he's hoping for, as soon as that clears, to get the peak. No. Oh, okay. He didn't realize he was poking around a corner. Resistance is a wallbang just on the corner of the brickwork. And the rendering falls, and so does Pasha now. It's 2 for VP. LDLC are finding some crucial rounds here. It's not too late in the half for this to be happening. They're pressuring heavily onto this VP economy, and now the aforementioned to have to save.
Are you okay, Mitch?
I'm good.
Why? What's up?
I'm good.
What's up?
I don't know. I want to see a little bit more from LDLC, to be honest with you. I like this round, but to be fair, when Alex jumps in and gets 2 kills, like, I want to see a little bit more in a tactical side of things, because if you think about it, right, this round was one from Alex getting 2 kills off balcony.
I just hit my elbow on the casting desk.
The prior, like one of the other rounds.
Lauren, not swearing is so difficult right now.
It's not that funny when you hit your funny mode, is it? Far from humorous.
Sweet Jesus. All right, I'm fine. Back in the game.
Jeez, you're so PG-13 right now. Anyway, yeah, so 2 out of 3 of the rounds LDLC have won have been from an initial pick from balcony when they push in towards apartments. Maniac got it with the P250, I think, when LDLC were on like a pistol force or something like that. So we actually haven't seen them execute, I guess, any sort of real strategically involved play on the T side yet. Alex just pushed, honestly, nothing against him, but he pushed out of apartments and just skilled 2 kills there. It wasn't like there was any real push and pull going on there. Nothing too subtle. But now Bialy again is going to have to receive. He's getting pressured a lot, but that's an earlier smoke now. He won't be caught with it in his hands.
No, but Twanu's already found a kill. That's on towards Taz, so maybe weakening a little bit of this hold now. Playing on the very verge of that smoke, though, was Snax, and you still got one more behind him. Bit of a boost possibly coming in here. Yeah, so boosting up Pasha to watch that pushing towards B. They could maybe leave him there, because this is going to be probably a hit towards A. If you look at the smokes that are being lined up right about now, good timing on the smoke to dissipate throughout middle. As we are seeing a little bit of a look towards mid. Alex creeping his way out of Boiler. But doesn't see much.
Okay, but there's some control here. Oh, hello, Existence. Again, seems to be opening things up here quite nicely. He and Mistu are working on B, but this time Pasha's in this position yet again. The boost, will it work out? I think it will. Yeah, Pasha finds Mistu. His position is given away. Existence now got a challenge. It's a trade. And that's still pretty darn good for LDLC. They've got time. They've got the bomb. They've got CT smoked off.
Yeah, and we know retakes are difficult on this one, but let's see if Neo and Bialy can do much about this. Neo can spot out one by Nubox. Not so new anymore, but still, gotta be careful. Existence, though, makes the play happen through by Ruins. And there is the close to that book. Twanu with the orb there finding Neo. Not too much of a problem.
8-4. This is LDLC now starting to pull those rounds through. This could end up being pretty stellar, half from them, if they keep this up. And you can see VP, again, another very average round, economically speaking. It's just pistols, and it's barely more than that. CZ for Pasha, MP9 for Neo, Grenade for Bialy. What do they do with these?
They win these sort of rounds, let's be honest. They've had some curious ones recently. The shotgun Nova buy worked out for them. To be fair, the Nova did nothing, but still. And now it is that shambolic buy, so we'll see. Eyes towards it. LDLC know what they're up against. You can see the posture that they're taking in this. Quite passive, quite calm, collective, and waiting to see if VP make the first move. And Maniac might have a good read on this. Neo could be walking into a bit of a trap here. And there it is. Clean, clinical, and precise. Maniac not going to let a bullet go to waste. There's now 4 players remain from VP, and they might have just worked out this stack.
Still time to work with here for LDLC. Over a minute. And Alex and Maniac don't realize it's a full stack on this B side. Now, how do LDLC glean this knowledge without actually taking, you know, losses and damage as a result? Well, they're just sort of peeking one by one. This is actually clinical. However, Snack springs forth. He's only able to get him 1. And the stack doesn't work out. LDLC pressure with 3 players, and it's enough to deal with the entirety of Virtus.pro wielding nothing but those pistols and a little bit of upgrade here and there. The money was saved, but it doesn't go far for VP. And now, if they fail to win this round, again, this is nasty. I mean, the round loss bonus is ticking over, so it should be able to work a little bit, but it won't be optimal bias from here on out. Lost a few on the trot, and LDLC are armed to the teeth.
And what is this aggression from VP straight down? What is going on here? Don't get me wrong, I'm a big advocate for aggression throughout this map. Neo about to put on a bit of a masterclass, but
just had to sit and watch that happen.
I don't know what their plan was, but LDLC just stood there like, oh, this is thank you. This is a lovely way to close out this half, or go towards closing out this half, should I say? But I like mid aggression when it's correctly utilized.
This is literally, this one round is worth essentially 2 for VP here. They really need to be careful. Then let LDLC sort of build that economy up even more. I saw them run down mid, and last time they did this, they did it against an LDLC. They just had pistols to work with. They also smoked deep mid, so they used it to get position before the gunfight actually started. This time, a rough push all the way down. You can see his distance. Twanu, Maniac, and Mr. will find kills, and now Snacks. It's a sad story. He's trying to hold his gun for the next round because the rest of his team clearly don't seem to respect the weaponry to enough of a degree to maintain it. And I think being a VP fan just makes his rounds just that much harder to watch for me here. They tried to go for something different. CT aggression, right? You walk such a knife edge, Lauren, when you try and orchestrate something like that.
You're right. That is the thing. It can either work out and everyone goes, oh, what a great plan, or it goes wrong. It's like, why would you do that? Now, I don't know what their plan was to get around the fact that if LDLC are at T-stairs, how do we approach it? You know, is it one of those just didn't land their shots, got caught out? I don't know. You can review that, but look at the money now. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it? They finally had the good buy, and now they're back down to nothing.
They bought down to like 100, maybe 500 was on Taz last round or whatever. So yeah, round loss bonus is really the only thing that keeps them afloat here. It's the only reason why they actually don't have stuff all coming into this round. And it still could work for them, of course. They're playing that CT side. They've got a lot of utility. That's the bonus for them. And we've seen the Max 7 play quite well by VP on the CT side. It was actually Pasha playing it towards top mid on the CT arch side last time that happened.
Ooh, Snacks. Will they expect him here? Yeah, well, there goes the molly. Shoulder peek.
On your bike, mate. On your bike. There it is. Straight into the open. Ooh, okay.
Still gets one on the way out.
Trades out. Super worthwhile if you're being put in such a compromising position.
Well, no one's getting out of here alive, it seems. BR is well going to find Maniac. Neo gives it a good go towards Apps, but he can't quite get the connection he wanted in the end, and now it's down to Biani and Pasha. Now, Pasha, sadly for him, didn't quite get a gun, and you can see Existence so aware that he'd want that, but he has managed to pick up the UMP that was off his fallen teammate just by sandbags.
All right. Pasha's the sole B player. There's only one player at A, and Biali, he's down. Alex just comes straight in. Guess where he comes from? Of course, he works in from that balcony. He says, skeet, skeet, mother flopper, and jumps onto the side. Now, Pasha deals with Existence. Has the CZ, but now needs to challenge. His top mid is smoked, as you can see via the minimap, and LDLC will have a very comfortable plant. Pasha's got no choice but to challenge it. It's a bullet to the back of the brain. A very good round from Alex there. And a resurgence from the side of LDLC at the end of that half. It's 8-7. The next half is going to be quite the competitive one, so stick around. We'll be back with that shortly. It's been quite the spicy affair thus far here, Lauren. LDLC versus Virtus.pro. The first half started off very slow for the Central European mix, but they bring it back there towards half-time, and this is going to make the CT side for LDLC, which I think is by far their strongest side, very interesting now in the second half.
Yeah, LDLC really brought down the hammer in those last couple of rounds. They really ground it back out. And Virtus.pro, you look at this. You look at the scoreline. It was 8-3. It was looking good. It was looking pretty decent. And then things started to get a little bit weird. Existence was the player to make impact frags. There was that strange aggressive rush down mid that just seemed to go nowhere. So yeah, this halftime, hopefully VP mentally get their heads back in the game here, because that wasn't ideal, but still, there's a lot to be seen. There's a good start for them. If they get off to another good start, you might see a bit of a matchup now.
Yeah, I was actually being slightly critical of LDLC in terms of how they were orchestrating some of their T-side rounds, saying, well, look, guys, 2 of the 3 rounds you've won there were definitely by, individual players opening up sites and maybe less of the execution side of things. It's hard. It's something that's hard to put together on Inferno, but once you get to the point on the T side where you can force early rotations and pressure that fact of the CT side, that's when you start to make some progress. But they've done well, 7 rounds now, and they can go into the CT side going, we win a pistol here, we are pretty much light at the end of the tunnel coming towards us.
Yeah. It's all about the start now for VP. Didn't particularly have a brilliant run on their T side when we look at Nuke, let's be fair. But there's room for recovery. LDLC aren't perfect. They're not exactly, the team you look at to be flawless on CT sides yet. They're certainly a contender in this. But, on paper, you still got to put VP first and foremost, even though those results are just so severely lacking at the moment. But still, you can see the pistol rounds on the horizon now. Bit of a utility buy-up from VP. I want to see where that molly and all that utility gets placed. Always interested in that one. But still, on the other side, full armor for LDLC. So they've got the plan in mind as to how they want to approach this one. Just take those fights, win it out. And very, very... Ooh, that's a very passive hold in Arch. Is he just... Okay, so Twan is just waiting to see if they stack somewhere or rush somewhere fast so he can be a quick rotate. Now, Maniac's actually peeking very actively down Banana right now, so he's going to have the full information. All right, I don't see anyone. Now, VP can do the age-old, all right, run through apps, make a bucket load of noise, run back down mid, hit B. It's still a possibility, it's just a lot of effort, right? It's a long way to hope that people read into it. Now, the fact they're using the utility kind of implies that's not the case. They just want to go for that hit through short, flash up, smoke up. Here we go, they're going for the hit. Pasha goes for the bomb plant without securing it, but the trades come out, but not effectively for VP. And it's a massacre. Only Bialy gets left. The rest of his teammates just got caught up in the blender. And there it is.
He has the bomb. There's a molly here as well, so we can secure one side of this bomb side and actually have a little bit of space, but there's a risk in him even pulling that one out and throwing it, but he now chooses to do it from a safe position. He wants to challenge Existence. He knows he's there now. What can he do? This is a pretty important battle, and Existence is justifiably giving ground. There's no need to pick this 1v1. They've got a little bit of time, but no kit. They need to go pretty soon.
Yeah, they do. Bialy, pinched in the end. Maniac taking his time to go all the way around apps. No problem there for him. And the defuse to follow. Not shortly, of course. Not too shortly. So, I don't know. That was, again, it looks like VP just kind of made up their minds as to what they wanted to do and just ran for it. I don't know why Pasha maybe didn't consider. There could be someone maybe on balcony, maybe mistiming.
We saw them pull a similar play, albeit on a gun round against Envious in the overtime, when they had those multiple overtimes we were casting. And they went for this push on towards the side. And it looked really weird at the start because they sort of pushed on and just went for the plan and then were hoping just to play contact whilst the bomb was being planted. It actually didn't work out, but it almost did. VP is the kind of team that can play when they put themselves in this position, but you always roll the dice to a degree, Lauren.
Yeah, not a small degree either, but all right, this round, it's what can we do? Can we get a bomb plant? Can we get damage? Can we achieve anything? P250 is definitely strong, but not an easy one. Existence, got to be careful here, mind your head. Bialy would be happy to take that one off, and, well, he's going to spot the bomb out now. Pasha walking up so handily towards that might imply there's someone closer, and there was. So far, LDLC handling this very well, not being flustered, not losing out on anyone. Maniac, don't feed. Stop feeding, please. Or just hit the shot. This is awkward now.
It's more of a domestic aid effort, I think, there as well. He was feeding, but it was to save lives there. So LDLC now put themselves out in front here for this time for most of the game, and VP can at least buy into this round. They can see they've got a little bit to work with. And those AKs are there now. LDLC, do they go for a little cheeky sit on these Famises? They got no choice, really. That's what they kind of bought in. So hoping to give themselves a buffer if they lose out on this round, and they can probably buy a little bit in the next. Twanu has an AWP. All right, what have you got here, LDLC? They often go for that little bit of banana aggression. I want to see if VP can punish that yet.
And again, what do I know? Pasha, Neo, Taz, all stacked up on the right side of the stairs. Now, this is nice. So you've got Twanu facing down mid, allowing Alex to push out. Now, he didn't get the frag. That's a bit of a shame, but I prefer the theory behind that than the two players aggressively pushing down mid themselves. just hoping they hit the shot. That was a better theory-crafted plan there. Now, Mistu does find snacks, so he at least evens it out a bit here. But he took a bit of damage for it, and they haven't really seen much of what VP are up to, really. So again, they're kind of having to just play to whatever VP want to do, and everyone knows how VP like to play these T-sides, pulling people everywhere, being very kind of, I guess, sneaky with how they like to approach it. So at this point, playing up mid, nothing too new or fancy about this one. They know where that molly came from. Is how much can Twanu do on the push-up here? He's actually facing towards CT Arch. They've already pushed up short. He does tag the bomb, but doesn't get the kill, and he can't back away from it. And now, Existence and Maniac, you might as well save.
Should force the save here. I mean, this is what happens. If you split 2 and 2, if you don't have an early cheated rotate over, you're going to be forced into a situation like this, where you're almost always at a man advantage if the T side is coordinated. And it was a little bit unfortunate there as well, because see LDLC were trying to back away and actually save some time. You could see one player, I think Twani was backing away towards CT Arch. Yeah. The other was trying to get in towards the pit and just trying to buy some time, but it takes too long. Like I've said before, it takes 17 seconds to get from the fountain in B over towards top of mid, or conversely in front of the A side. It's just too long. You can't buy time when you've got a T side already pushing in towards you. It just doesn't work. Sadly.
Yeah. And this map, I think, as a discussion point, is probably one of the harder maps to play retake on either side. They're both equally almost as difficult. So at this point, looking at it, what do we have left for LDLC here, money-wise? A couple on 3K. A force is going to come out to try and supplement what they have. Certainly viable. They know that VP, yeah, they're going to get a good buy, but their money's not in the perfect place just yet. 9-9 is the scoreline. And we do have a bit of a stack towards B, at least 3-man stack towards B, maybe just for the early utility, make up for the deficit they're currently suffering with. And Alex going to have to lock it down with Mistu on their own over by A.
Twanu, that's a nice shot. Pasha exposed himself for one moment too long now. And actually gives a little bit more potential for B control here, at least Banana. For LDLC, they got the numbers advantage at the very least. It'll be a 1v2, but VP have already made good inroads over towards A. Neo's down, so LDLC now probably going to rotate out from B as quickly as they can. And this is good because VP are being waylaid by a single smoke. He's holding them up, and now the gunshots are coming through it. Alex knows he's going to be on for Young and Old as that smoke clears. And now rapidly, Maniac's trying to join the rest of his team at A.
What is this from VP? They just kind of hit the brakes. They just didn't know what to do with themselves. The smokes were there, but...
Yeah, one smoke, you see, you completely stop them dead.
Massively so. Huge issue for them there to try and make actually anything build from the back of that short play. Alex was being brazen on top of the boxes.
Absolutely.
And now 10-9. We saw the money was in... that was a bit of a force-up from ODOC. They were just kind of buying around what they had left over. That opening pick from Twanu definitely helped down on Banana, but now VP's money said it was already in a little bit of a tougher situation. Now you can see it broken. Down to Glocks, 1 Tech 9. Deagles not checking corners. And, well, they get 2 kills.
Yeah, I mean, that's more than maybe you expect VP to get in that case. And Existence has got to be careful. It was a 2-man face. He put himself in that. It's rudimentary, Mighty Watson, and there it is. Mistu at least is able to shut that down and get the spray, but LDLC lose 3 players in a round that VP come in severely underarmed. That's going to prevent this side from building a bit more economy on top of that. You can see that Mistu doesn't have maybe as much money as he'd like to. Existence has to buy into that as well. There's opportunities here for LDLC to be developing buffers, but they're winning rounds, and that's more important here, especially when the first half was so one-sided, especially at the beginning.
It's Twani this run. Is he going for Peak of Banana? I think he might be. Maniac sitting very close then. Got to be a little cautious. No, he's over in apps, actually. And I don't mind this. I like Orpus showing a little bit of variety. You got Mistu helping him out, so... It's always tough to hold out either of these angles just because they can always push into bedroom and split your attention either way, and you always get kind of left in that awkward off angle, just hoping they'd come towards you. So you could see them actually working together on that, just playing off the back of each other. Ooh, Bialy a little late to get on the boost, and that did mean that Maniac was able to find Pasha, so VP losing out on the early man is actually a big deficit.
That hurts, that one. That was an opportunity for VP to at least get a trade, and this is okay for T's. You know, more than happy to go 1-for-1 if you can get that site control. You're almost always going to outnumber, but this has been the cheeky little early rotate from Alex here. Now, VP should think, we don't have to commit to this. We're not locked in. We've got a minute to work with. We've actually got enough utility to execute something at top of mid here, but they're not going for it. And I like this as well. LDLC on the A side are pushed into apps, so they're a long way forward. I love this. I really do. So VP now going to execute. It's going to be a 3v4 situation. So definitely an opportunity for LDLC to take this one away. The smoke is up. This doesn't tell VP much. This gives them a chance to get up a little bit closer, but this is 3 smokes here. and they don't get any closer to the site. It might have been smoked out by LDLC. That would make a lot of sense. And now Taz, well, he gives himself away. Now it's contact play. This is interesting CS right now. Alex kills his teammate. He shoots across, and he catches out existence. That's not ideal. Now Maniac needs to make up for the blunder, and he's going to try and work in from behind the pillar, and it works nicely. Maniac, beautiful round from him. 3 kills. Missed to an existence, pick it up, or Alex may have scuttled their ship before it even got sailing.
Yeah, and look at the scoreline now. It's just seemed to have swung right around after the first half being, you know, quite tense at the start, looking like VP, all right, maybe they're back on this, maybe they started to, you know, feel the game out a bit. And then suddenly the resurgence from LDLC, and now VP have barely been able to scrape together a round. Money's broken again, lots of smokes. What do you plan to do with them? Oh, Twanu, lovely.
That's a beautiful opening. This is just what you need now as well. This is putting more and more pressure now on VP, who are slowly starting to fall further and further behind.
Yeah, really well played out. Now, VP going to put up some of those smokes and maybe just go for a balcony play. Just trying to get the bomb down, probably. Try and get a bit more money in their pocket, because they seem to be severely lacking it.
Get a bit of something, something. 3-round lead for LDLC now. They've really started to expand this quite beautifully. And it'll be 13-9 by the end of this if all goes the way it should. Sometimes, though, it doesn't. Snacks drops in. I believe it was spotted. Some shots went in his direction. So now LDLC set up. Twani finds him there. Beautiful opening. And Mistu here at Graveyard. So we can peek over towards a push from Quad. And Alex will smoke it on top of the molly here. Again, that's all they need to do. That smoke really hurt VP in the past. And you see, look, Bialy and Taz are stuck behind it. How can you push smoke against a team that's got such better weapons? And you just can't. Virtus.pro, all their options are being stripped from them one by one. Like candy from a baby.
With one smoke.
It's ridiculous.
It hinders it all.
Well, they get the player on balcony
Yeah,
as well, so that one smoke is so much more devastating, I suppose.
Yeah. So now Taz, one deagle, hope and a dream maybe. Maybe a prayer, who knows. And that prayer's just been taken from him. 13-9 now. VP going to be able to get a buy going pretty soon for themselves, and here it is. Let's see what they can scrape into this round. And there's that opening shot from Twanu. Quick as you like, love it. Not too bad at all.
They're the you know, the dust 2 mid shots that you really want to open the round up. I mean, you just release so much pressure early on. By making that one pick, Twanu's looking pretty darn good in this game, Lauren. I have to say, he's playing AWP, he's playing it on Inferno as well, which is definitely not one of the more prominent maps for that particular weapon, but he's making it work. He's molding it to his needs. Now Maniac's going to be caught in the corner. Taz will pick this. Maniac, anti-flash for now. Gets Taz. That's the trade there. But LDLC are losing players over the map. Twanu a little bit big for his booties, perhaps, Lauren. And maybe LDLC losing ground over on the ace site now. They've got 2 players to work with. They need to spread them thinly across the map. But Maniac's going to have to rotate here. After 2 kills, he's satisfied that the B job is done. Alex can hear through the box. No good. Snacks catches in there. It's a headshot. So Maniac was being waited for. Neo just around the corner, Lauren. And it will be Virtus.pro to finally break back into this one here. But LDLC, unlike last half, their economy has been allowed to blossom a little bit more over these winning rounds.
Yeah, it really has. They've got far more to play with. You look at the kind of amount they've been able to build up. Full utility still, all back in hands with Twanu. On the other side, we aren't seeing ops. We aren't seeing that just yet. They're still just recovering VP. This is, you know, a very new thing to them, actually picking up rounds on their T side. But be a little bit careful, though. VP that time, you know, picked up the pace. Now it looks like a very big B here. Look at these mollies going down. Taz, a little bit of a barbecue here, and Maniac unable to back away. Still takes the fight and wins it.
Just needed a P90, Lauren. That would have made all the difference. However, a lot of a Maniac. Maybe just not aware of his health, maybe not aware of the encroaching flames. There's a lot of Molotovs used there, and VP get themselves that 1 kill. It's just the one right now. But there's going to be a rotate over towards B. Now, this is a good position for VP. You can play that 4v2A hit. Again, I'd like to see him do that here. It worked really nicely last time. They actually got the 2 entry frags and didn't lose anything, so had 4 players up and forced to save a 2-gun save from LDLC. That's a possibility here. And already, Snacks has gone deep down mid to see if that's a possibility. Oh, is it? Yep, smoke and fade away. It is.
Yeah, but actually, it's like the double fake, right? This is what VP are known for. Show a little by B with the smokes, but then maybe look towards A for a second. So people like Twanu catch a glimpse, and then they might start calling, guys. Well, you know, just call one up mid.
What's the play? We don't know anything more about B.
Exactly. Now Alex hasn't actually rotated yet. Neither has Existence. So this is actually pretty smart from LDLC to not overread it, to not over-rotate, and now the bomb's very alone. Alex takes that opportunity to push the bomb, and he does. He finds it. Snacks, sure. He gets the shot towards Twanu, but...
The bomb.
Yeah, Alex is going to get an advanced spot as well. He can now face down Banana. Snacks will probably just shoulder peek in. Oh, no, he doesn't even slide into that one. No, Alex gets a freebie on that. Well played out in the end from LDLC, not to over-rotate, not to kind of worry too much about what could be coming. They just stayed where they were.
What do? You drop... No, you don't drop a couple Tech9s out to your team. You just buy an AK here and have your teammates buy up what they can. This is a gambit from Virtus.pro. This is a big one, actually. They're really going for it here. This is the force to keep themselves away from that potential tiebreaker at the very least here. They want to win this round, and they want to break LDLC down and make it a 16-14. But I tell you what, that's wishful thinking, considering how this T-side has gone for the polls so far, Lauren.
No, I tend to agree. It's been a bit here, there, and everywhere. Shambolic, you might call it. A couple of the rounds they picked up, sheer aggression, winning one-to-one fights. Cool. You can't bank on that every round. That's the one thing you can never just depend on, is that everyone's just going to win a very aggressive fight. LDLC playing a far more robust game so far, and it's not something I expected to say at the start of this game, if I'm honest.
But it's good.
Yeah, no, I'm not against it. I like seeing it. I was a big advocate for LDLC at the start of this season. I liked Twanu's plays. I got to see him playing through
You had him in your
ESWC.
fantasy team week 1.
Yeah,
I remember that. You were talking to me about this young up-and-comer that I had no idea about.
I genuinely think he's a very good AWPer. I don't think he gets rated as highly as he should. I think there's plenty of progress to be made yet until we can put him anywhere higher than, you know, just a good player. But so far, holding his own here, and I think VP kind of suffering at the hands of this. And I don't think anyone's surprised to see it being VP, really. They've had a very, very rocky road at the moment. Normally, it's always kind of then followed the sentence, but it's online. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. But the problem is now the offline results aren't looking so great. This is when, you know, problems might arise. But for now, you know, that's not to be worried about yet. VP...
No fire and brimstone quite yet.
No. They're fine. They are just fine-ish. VP now down to 1 smoke, 1 flash, and it looks like, again, the hit towards short going to come through. Nice connection from Stacks. That's the shot you need. But Alex is still there in Graveyard. Sprays it a little wildly, but he's still going. And now support's arrived, but Pasha and Neo not going to go down without a fight. They're
going to get themselves a bomb plant here as well, and they'll be able to salvage some of the fallen weapons. So it's going to be 2 VP players with armor, helmets, and rifles. Now, Neo's very low. That's a concern. And Pasha only has HG grenade. There's a flash there as well. It's doable, no doubt about it here, but you can see Existence and Maniac probably try and work together here. And if they can start fighting one of these VP players, isolate them before the crossfire can come into effect from the poles. Oh, a nice little peek from Pasha. That's going to put the pressure on Existence. He's got to come forward. He's going to challenge, but he doesn't know who's off towards his left. He doesn't know where Neo is. He's hiding. He's low, but he's going to get the kill anyway, and VP keep themselves alive. They forced the round with 1 AK, a bunch of Tech9s, and some other... Wow, it's an assortment of very little, but they get the round back. That was the gambit. It pays off.
Well, it pays off for now. I'm not believing it yet. Again, a lot of these situations feel very individual when it actually starts working, but Alex there, maybe if he was a little cleaner, able to land the shots a little quicker towards the end, those last 2. Maybe if you had a couple more bullets in the chamber, you could have seen something happening. But Myster's one of the only players with a gun. Oh my god. But look at the damage they did. You can kind of see the intention behind it. But the problem is, it's just a bloodbath. VP don't care. They run through. Taz plows them down. And now Twanu and Maniac in awkward, uncomfortable spots.
For Twanu, I mean, he might have had a chance if he'd caught Virtus.pro as they crossed over. But that was a lights-out round from VP, to use one of Henry's expressions. This was very hard for LDLC. And to be fair, they put themselves in that position. Dragged themselves down the aisle and kicked themselves off that aircraft. And the problem was that they ran headlong into that. It was going to be a big play. Reference game is so sick, Lauren. But they ran straight down banana. That's the issue there. Really high-level analysis, but...
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm on your side, Mitch. Twanu on no one to this point as he's in the ground. So Maniac going to save hold of that delightful UMP, and we might see Virtus.pro bringing us a bit more of a game. But so far, again, I'm not thoroughly impressed with how VP are winning rounds yet.
All the money that you can build off a round win like that, Lauren, though, this is a good omen. VP only have to really replenish that utility. So that's, yeah, some of them only spending $600 in this round. And that's big at this stage of the game. You don't want to be caught in a nasty economic situation, which, can I just say, LDLC are. So, theory crafting for a moment here. Virtus.pro win this round cleanly again. They're going to have 5-6K to work with. That's great. That's very, very good. And it gives them that buffer. Even if LDLC do sneak the 15th in, they can still get themselves on overtime here. And this is all back off the gambit of that 1 AK and a bunch of pistols in the force.
Love a bit of OT, I do.
We don't.
Overtime is always good fun.
Don't we? Love a bit of VP overtime on Inferno.
They can't help it. They can't help themselves. This is a nice stack, though, from LDLC. They have very limited amounts. They're barely upgraded pistols. So much damage towards Taz and Snacks and Bialy, but it doesn't matter. Kills equate to the round wins.
That clean round, Lauren. The money.
Stop
the
it,
Johnsons, the green bills.
I need a coffee, Mitch. Stop it.
I have some solid coffee here if you want it.
That's an old cup that someone's left here from last week.
It's like
gross.
solidified on the bottom. I could do science experiments on this. I was that kid in school. Oh, listen
don't.
to it. Listen to it.
Stop it. Stop it. Put it away. Oh my God, I'm going to take the headset off. I hate you so much. I'm so sorry, people. But yeah. No, this is certainly a window of opportunity for VP. I want to see if they can stabilize into a full buy round. They broke the economy of LDLC pretty handily. The last 2 rounds back-to-back, going to string it together now to the third. So looking okay. LDLC went on pretty much a very clean eco in this. And any damage done is good. You can see why Existence played it out quite seriously then. He didn't just run in haphazardly. He knew how low they were. So any damage done was always going to be beneficial. But to this point, it's going to be surely buy time. So now pause comes in. It's time to consider. If you're LDLC, you've got to talk this one through. There's been a turnaround for VP. They brought back, 3 rounds, I think, on the trot now. And prior to that, you were in control. So what's been changing? What's been happening? How do we stop this from beginning? Now, an easy answer, because VP looking quite aggressive in how they're approaching a lot of these rounds, especially that banana play. But outside of that is utility, of course. Utilize it, put it down to play. But do they have the money for it? That's the next question. And so far, I can imagine no.
To be fair, when they were pressured, VP made their own brand of blunder on the CT side in a very similar fashion to what we saw from LDLC a couple rounds ago. LDLC pushed 2 players aggressively in towards Banana, hoping to, exercise control of that part of the map. We see it quite often, an early double player peak. They might get a 2v1 if there's only 1 player playing Banana on the T side. Then they smoke deep Banana, then they're pretty. One of the players in Banana will rotate back to A. They have 4-man there, 1 at B, and they're looking pretty good. But the entirety of Virtus.pro was in Banana, with good weapons, ready for the push. Grenades were there for early damage as well. I mean, but VP did the same thing, though. They pushed down mid in that one weird CT round. So both these guys are trying to do it. They're trying to exercise control. They're trying to assert themselves here. But that buffer for that kind of play to come out from LDLC is dwindling. And it's an unfortunate coincidence that the closer VP get in score, as the more the LDLC are trying for this aggressive stuff. This is maybe stuff you weave in elsewhere. Now you need to start thinking about just playing a little bit more safe because the buffer's gone. VP brought it back, 14-13.
Yeah, they certainly have. The start was definitely a rocky one, but recovery was always key, and they've definitely worked it out. So VP so far have a little bit of momentum. Pasha's been having a very good game as well. I think a bit of a name that we haven't credited enough yet is Pasha, and if I'm not mistaken, it is his birthday today. So individually, having a good one. Not he's got to feel good.
I feel like there should be Pasha's birthday, and the day before and the day after should be for each of his biceps as well.
Yeah?
I think we could do that.
Doesn't the Queen have like 20 birthdays, so why not?
I don't know. I think we just make up holidays in Australia and call them the Queen's birthday so we can all go to the park and play cricket and have a beer, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just get drunk as well. She's
April
almost 90.
21st. Yeah, she is 90. She was born in 1926.
Bloody hell.
Elizabeth II, for those wondering.
Good old Lizzie.
Congrats.
She does have 2 birthdays.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
She's Queen, she does what she wants more gifts. Why not?
I love that the tradition of having 2 birthdays for the holiday is linked to unreliable British weather. So they want to make sure they actually have good weather on the day they have off, bank holiday for the Queen's birthday.
Excuses, she just wants a sick party, so she can have a hangover and then do the family day. You know what it's
like. Get the bangers out.
You know what it's like, though. You've got to do your birthday, and you still got to see your family, but you also go out with your mates. Your mates, you get absolutely blasted. And
on waters, of course.
On
the waters. You get water blasted.
Of course. And then you have to deal with a hangover, so you've got to separate out the days so you don't feel like a complete degenerate child.
Not a party like a Londoner.
Just, hate yourself afterwards. That's always the precursor of it.
Talk to Henry about it. Anyway, Virtus.pro have a couple players here in control of Banana. They're actually not pressuring here. And look, LDLC, no early aggression, Lauren. Switched up the tempo of their play, and they want to. This is now they're moving into, okay, let's hunker down. Let's get ready for the, the warfare that's going to come. Let's see if we can stall these guys out with some of these smokes.
VP faking out there doing the A hit. Now, Snacks is there to sell it further. He's going to just do this. If he gets kills, if he does work, brilliant, even better. But this is all to turn attention, keep eyes closed. But what I like is this crossfire from Existence and Maniac. It's very nice. It's very passive, though.
Where's the mollies to break this?
No, there's none left with VP. That's the next issue. There's the bomb down. There's the crossfire now kicking in. Maniac could have done more there, but it was Pasha to turn it around, picking up 2. And now it's the 3v2 retake. Now it's possible because they have some utility left to play. Alex right through the smoke finds Pasha. And now Taz, you've got to do it all.
what was that? Was that pre-fire from a VP player hoping to catch someone to get easy damage and then giving himself away with the tracer? I mean, that happens. You don't have a silenced weapon available to you on the T side. You can give yourself away with your positioning. But now Taz, it's a 1v3. He gets the first. Alex is there looking for a bit of extra damage, but no, LDLC. They're going to push it to that 15th round. Virtus.pro had made such big inroads, and then it's a switch in tempo, change of pace. Cadence gets flipped, and LDLC slow it right on down.
And the one thing I've got to say is LDLC aren't falling for the fakes, which is very, very impressive. Now, these are the rounds I want to look at.
VP's calling card.
Exactly. And the things with VP, when they've been aggressive and just, hitting these sites pretty hard, people like Pasha have been landing their shots a lot. You can look at, I guess, Snacks as well, another bit of a hitter. And what is this response? We lose the round. What do we do? Double AWP on T-side. T-side double AWP. I guess they're against match point, right? So you got to try and do something. It doesn't really matter about budget at this point. But double AWP T-side Inferno. It feels like they're just desperately clawing for answers.
Snacks just got decked by a nade, actually. I think it landed straight at his feet, almost full damage from that one. And okay, look, double AWP's fine, but there's not going to be too many early picks from LDLC if they play this round out anything like the prior. VP have got to push into these well-held sites, and an AWP is not actually what you want for a close site take or a retake scenario.
And this is, you look at just the last round, that crossfire that Existence and Maniac had on the back of B. Very, very passive, very deep, very hard.
Can't pick that with an AWP.
No, it's very, very tough. So again, maybe, they could easily get picks and prove us wrong very quickly, but we'll see if they do. That's a big factor here. LDLC are sitting back so passive here as well. Twani's gone for, okay, readjusting, there was smoke down. I was wondering why he was so out there, but...
You saw the feet.
Definitely able to see that one. So he knows that there's a bit of a wrap towards B here, a bit of a pinch possibly coming through. He's got to be careful. And Neo's got the angle already, and now he's out in the open, and now support is arriving. Oh, but Alex and Twanu, Alex then coming through to save the day. That is so important. And now the rest of LDLC know the plan. They know what's up. Alex, Twanu are here, and there's still that double crossfire hitting the way through on that B site. So Taz does get picked up. Existence is there, adjusting accordingly. Maniac, different spot. And the final blow comes from Existence there towards Snacks. And what a way to close it out. Lovely change up from LDLC.
VP pronated, hands to the sky, hoping for a Hail Mary and hoping to deliver it on the end of 2 AWPs, but they get very little with them. And it's a 2-0 to LDLC over this series. I'm a little bit surprised, in case you can't tell by the tone of my voice, because this is maybe not expected, but VP continue their slump off the back of Kiev. When will they recover? That's a big question, but LDLC flying high, and we'll see if they can maintain that trajectory into the end of the season. But let's pass over the desk, Lauren. Let's get it done. Let's see what Moses and the boys have to say with this turn of events.
Yes, we are just as shocked as everyone. 2-0 for LDLC over Virtus.pro. That is crazy. We knew they were in rough shape recently with 2 group stage exits the past 2 tournaments, but this is a whole new level, boys. This is, I mean, not to disparage LDLC, but these teams aren't even in the same realm.
Absolutely. Virtus.pro considered one of the world's very best, ranked number 2 in the world right now. LDLC like floating just inside the top 20. Yeah. This shouldn't be happening.
Number 3 now, Hank. Phaser number 2.
Since when?
Yesterday.
Okay. Well,
sorry.
Ratings,
mate. I live on Reddit. I don't miss
day.
anything.
Okay.
Anyway, this is your job, Henry.
The point still stands. There is a disparity between the 2 teams, right?
Indeed.
And LDLC, to be fair, once again, decent game from them with Virtus.pro, more of the same problems. They still got up to double digits this time, 16-13.
Silver linings.
Yeah.
You'd think that's that game, right? They were 7-1 up. I think maybe even at one point the score was like 8-2. And it's kind of like you blinked and you missed it. And it's like LDLC got control of the economy. It really hurt VP. They had to have quite a few ecos there, and then they just got on top of the game. And from that point, it looked like they were in charge. Then we saw the comeback coming in from Virtus.pro late. Pasha with some heroics, a couple of good entry frags onto bomb sites, and just wasn't to be.
Yeah, I mean, where does this... So here's this question I could pose. In Kiev, at Star Ladder, Yanko talked about, in terms of world rankings, Virtus.pro being essentially in like a group of their own. Like, put them over here, because at any one point they can be the best team in the world, and at any one point they can lose to anyone in the world. But this is now consistent. Like, if you agree, you probably agree with his sentiment, but this is now a consistent streak in the past month.
We've seen these slumps before, though. Yeah. Let's be honest. At the beginning of 2016, we saw the same thing happening. It's almost identical. We've almost the exact same time of year, same slump coming in. It's Pasha's birthday today. Do we take anything into consideration there? Is that something? Maybe he's having he had a family day.
You want to give him some wins?
No. Well, I mean, he had no practice. He was celebrating and then just came on directly for the games. Maybe something there. I'm just trying to clutch his straws, I
always went to work when it was my birthday.
Yeah, he's still at work right now. He did the game, didn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I think you're spot on, though. We can't really read too much into it in the sense of we have seen this kind of VP before, and I wouldn't be super negative for them in the future. Just obviously this is just the immediate impact here is it's going to really hurt them if they want to get to the EPL finals.
The good news is, though, most teams, after having 2 months of this sort of slump, they would just change a player,
Yeah.
they'd give up or change the code to change something, right? You know that's not going to happen with Virtus.pro. They've all signed contracts for 2021. And this recipe of players definitely can work. We've seen it work plenty of times, even recently this year. So a bit of a slump, and I'm sure they'll come out of it. It was like, obviously...
But let's not look too much into it.
Yeah, I think like they won Vegas, right? And then obviously these guys want to go home, take some break after that, some R&R. And maybe it's just a case of that, and we'll see them bounce back. Probably before the major, they'll probably start peaking again, I think. And I think they'll probably make the semis, even maybe in a final once again.
I love these baseless claims you and I have been making the last couple of weeks. We just say things like, I was like, Navi will get top 3 at Kiev the other week, and they came top 4.
But my point is they certainly have the potential to do so, and they'll be trying a lot harder, practicing a lot more before the major. That's going to be like the stepping stone, getting to that event and making sure they're in form for that one.
Two big wins for LDLC though, right? Like that's the thing. That's the big takeaway. That VP, you know, that's really going to hurt them if they want to make it to the finals. And for LDLC, wins like that could potentially save them from relegation, because I really don't see them making that top 6. But this could stop, like, keep them in the you know, in
the Giant Slayers sort of thing, you know. You're talking about LDLC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, they're not going to make the finals, but they're getting big results against teams and sabotaging other people, right?
Oh, no, I didn't. I just meant for their own well-being of not getting eliminated or not having to go play Premier.
The automatic relegation is
with Gambit, who lost to Big in the...
Yes, update on that. Gambit did lose to Big.
Yeah, you told me that. I don't know, for some reason, Google Chrome's not working.
Take it away. No, it's fine.
No, that's all I got. That's all I got. I'm done.
Gambit, as good as they've looked as well. I mean, some of these teams are having, you know, major downturns, but for as good as Gambit's looked over like ever since the major, essentially, or ever since DreamHack Winter, I guess, they have now failed to qualify essentially for Mountain Dew League, so they have no chance of qualifying for Pro League. So that's a team that I think is actually in the top 10 of HLTV's rankings.
I'm pretty sure,
they cannot be in Pro League next season, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, well, Pro League's a crazy place.
Pro League is a crazy place. It is a very crazy place. And with that, we're going to go to a very crazy break. And when we return, we'll have the second match of the evening, so stay tuned.